Okay, I just wanted to give a few minutes because I really want to get started. Um, okay, obviously, nothing is going to stop me from putting this up because no one reached out. I gave it ample time, and I just think it's fair to continue putting information out that I find matches up to my clairvoyant medium, whatever you guys all want to call it, messages. I'm definitely directed to the right place and exactly know what I'm looking for and grabbing, what I'm looking to grab and how to get it. Welcome to the channel, WCIA Network. I am here to give you the truth as how I see it and only how I see it, and through my own third eye. I definitely come up with my own philosophies and how I see a case moving and how it's moving forward. How I see a case is both through factual information and through my angels. My angels definitely tell me what to do here. I have learned that through the Summer Wells case. Truthfully, the Summer Wells missing children's case has really allowed me to find who I am and work on what I need to do with my gift I have. I use my intuition, my clairvoyance. I hear, speak, smell, see, spirit. And this case here has really taken me by surprise. It has taken me to a different level. And the reason it has taken me to a different level is because it's not just about Summer Moon Wells. She just happens to be an incredible angel that has a huge purpose in her life. And her huge purpose is to bring justice to all the kids and adults that have been touched by this evil. They're all very sad, the people that have touched by this evil. The world has kind of really shunned away from them, turned their backs, turned away, chose not to believe it, even though many of us, it's been in front of you and you have been seeing it. It's time. It's time. Too many children, too much hatred, and it's running rampant, that's for sure, out in Tennessee, and Utah, which I'm going to show you. I started looking at these families, the people are that friends with these guys, a few months back, and I immediately knew. Now, understand, this has not been confirmed as fact. This has not been confirmed as any information that authorities have moved forward with. I don't know what they're doing. So this is coming from my own thought process based off of social media, based off of YouTube, and information that I have received from them. So it falls under the Section 107. Okay? I need to get that out there because I'm going to be showing a lot of information, and I need that to be very crystal clear. I'm putting the information out there in hopes that it will help solve this case, all the cases. When I started looking into the four families, there's a lot of resemblance. The resemblance was super, super easy to pinpoint. One of which, they all have the same site. They have all the same website. They have the same YouTube pages. They have the same houses. They have the same playpens. They have the same glasses in cars, and everything about their YouTube channels and how they act and what they put on as content is a cookie cutter. It's a cookie cutter. I noticed that right from the beginning. And because I know my elements so well, the elements were really easy to find in these young couples because, first of all, I went back a few years, and a few years back, they just started, and they're doing really not amateur moves that I know that it's laughable. Like, they don't understand how obvious it is that what they're showing as content falls under the elements of the missing children of Summer Moon Wells. Period. It just does. Everything they do, they have a whole entire thing of people jumping into the water at the beach. That takes a place of the swing. They have their kids at the beach in the water, in the way that they fall. That's the slip and slide. There's the dance. They have everything covered as far as what activities they need to do, what elements they have to show, what surroundings they have to show. They need to park, they picked a park. It's a cookie cutter, and they fell right into it. And unfortunately for them, I know what the cookie cutter looks like, and I know how to find them. And that's what I did. I'm going to be showing you elements that are lots of them are just straight out in front of you. But the others, you're going to be witnessing them as images that they need to give a message to their people that are watching. They do it in reflections in the glasses, mirrors, their eyes, anything that can reflect a photo, basically. What I'm saying about how bad it is that they did this, they have a whole entire scene in the kitchen. And for months I've been saying they have mirrors that are one-way mirrors. And I even said it right before Don actually was thrown in a box. I said on one of my lives, it came through. It was really, because it comes through rude, came through from Summer Wells. It was actually her birthday. And she said that she would love to see her dad thrown in a box that is only, you could only see in and you can't see out, just like they did to her. She got her wish, but here is evidence. Here I'm going to show you is these are one-way mirrors. This is in her kitchen. What you see in front of you is what is reflected in their mirrors. And I know what the machinery looks like. I know what the screens look like. I know what the white machine looks like. It's exactly what you see in the right hand corner. And they also have the blue. Now they use that blue, the sunlight there. That's part of what they use, because those are one-way. I believe that is a one-way mirror. And when you see people driving in the car and they're using, all of a sudden these people have double sunroof. Really? I doubt it. It's because they need to have that. I don't know exactly what that is, but the kids, the little children all have that little blue box. It's exactly that color. And that's the machine that little baby is sitting in. I'm going to show you some closer photos. This page here shows reflection in his sunglass. The reason I selected this reflection is because this is an element that I consistently go over in my shows. That's the hole in it's the hole. It's a metal box. Obviously, we all don't know where this is or what this is, but it's consistent. And there's always a head up on the front in the corner. And he's obviously trying to send a message, and this is how they do it. And, those messages that I look for are ones that are completely ridiculous, and they shouldn't be in his sunglasses, and they match elements that I'm working with. He shouldn't have that in his sunglass. And then the other sunglass people with those white masks on, right? So it's kind of easy to check out. This is again in his sunglass. I just showed a different viewpoint. The one on the bottom, left hand corner. One of the things that I'm sticking to it that I see, and I also, when I have visions, I definitely saw a vision yesterday. I shared it with you guys. It's underground, and it's covered by some kind of a metal that is like maroon or silver, but there's a metal top to it, okay? And it goes underground. Now, I just put this here. I don't know what it means, but this was in his window. And I know it's not part of the car or part of the window. So I took it and put it in here so I can match it up to my other photos that I have. This shows a sliding door and it goes downward. So I just really needed to keep that to the side. It's neither here or there. Now, in their car, when these guys drive in their car, they show, with the Don Wells and Benny and whoever's in their cars, and I try to, grab, it's sometimes it's not that clear. These kids are making it super clear, like they don't cover it up. So this has been a really great pleasant surprise for me, because then I could grab these elements and show you guys clearly what they're sticking on their bodies. She has on her neck the same kind of a neck thing that I've been showing you that Robin had on her neck in the church, and someone else had it on at the Harmony Montgomery. Someone else had it on at the Lena. They just, I think it's Harmony, and maybe, I don't know if it was Michael. But anyways, that's what it is. It's skin color, and it has a tube coming out of it. And then they have those white things connected to their arms. And this is a perfect example of exactly what it is. A lot of their photos, I could have had hundreds of sheets, but I decided not to put anything in here that just wasn't understandable, because we're sort of at that point where I don't need to. Oh, in the back there too, in the red, in the white, left-hand side, right next to the blue top of the chair, you could see the red heart. Those are everywhere, by the way, you guys. It's everywhere. If I don't see a red heart, I don't stop. A lot of their photos turn really crazy like Don's do, right? But here in the right-hand corner, you see that his head is on one of those white pillows with the heart on it. They do the same things. They have the same information showing up as Summer Wells. This, believe it or not, is a reflection that was in his sunglasses. Now, that's a very interesting reflection, because that to me looks like the machine that I just showed you. It has the two red hearts in the front. That is a reflection in his sunglasses, you guys. He gives so much information in his sunglasses. You could basically, if TBI really wanted to, by the time I'm done with this, if TBI really wanted to get up and go do something, they could go to these places. I mean, they give them. And it shows you right there. First of all, even if we don't understand what this is or what we're supposed to do with information, it kind of doesn't matter. The point is, they have it in they shouldn't have this stuff in their sunglasses. They shouldn't have this kind of reflection of information. The reason they have reflection of information is because I believe they're part of the system. Every one of the videos shows the same gory stuff we've been looking at, but it just tends to be much clearer. This is a picture of them in the water. There's lots and lots of them. Interestingly enough, they get the holes in their arms, they get the heart, and their body gets covered in these white things. And we all know that she's just swimming with her husband. This shouldn't be happening, right? And up in the right-hand corner, you'll see one of the guys that's jumping. I have more photos in that. You see the same kind of stuff that I have been showing but this time it's just very clear. It's very clear. The other thing I've been showing you guys and telling you to do is look in the reflection of their phones. Their phones give a lot of information. This is in her reflection of her phone when she's looking at her phone to call her house. This is what's in her phone, actually in her phone. It's information on these exact killings that we're going through. That's what it is. That's what you're looking at. They're watching it in those little handhelds that they each have. The photo, so this photo that you see in front of you is, again, the reflection in one of their windows in the kitchen. This gives the exact same information that I have gotten from the other videos. It almost looks as if this is the location, right? Now, we don't know where it is or we'd go, but I can tell you that the layout of these rooms with those maroon cabinetry or shelving is exactly what is in the basement of where like Summer Wells' photos were taken. It's all the same atmosphere. They're keeping the same cookie cutter of elements, you guys, because it's such a big, wide group of people doing this. They have to keep the same elements. These guys, I'm going to show you, they tried to cover up the maroon with all wood. I got the maroon photo in between frames. That doesn't. They covered it up. They cover it up in the photos. But this to me is a location. This to me is, I think they keep these kids and the victims underground, and I think that it's all connected, and they go through some tunnels. I mean, it's a cookie cutter. All of these elements go across each and every case that I've been working on. Here is the car that they use. Again, in the reflection of the car, you see that little bloody little chair. That yesterday, I think not yesterday, before, I showed that was in that same little bloody little chair was in a reflection of his sunglasses. They are just utilizing their websites for communication, and it's not covered up. It is not covered up. It's not. And these guys are now in Utah, and their home and everyone's stuff just looks the same. Here's just some more of the phones, of what it really looks like in her phone. Just like in the past, I showed you how Grandis was in Candace's phone, and Grandis was connected to one of those white pieces with like the red heart in it. It's the same thing Candace was doing. There's no difference. I got many photos before in the past from Benny's phone. It's a lot of information that they're sharing. This is in her phone. Just look at that picture of that person. That's not her, and she's the one talking. That to me looks like a Grandis. Whoever that is, she shouldn't be showing that person, but that's not her. That was in the that's in the fourth screen. That's in the fourth screen. That kind of looks like Allie's friend. What's his face? The guy who was in the beginning. The guy who was in the beginning. They said that he was there and partying with Allie and Candace. I don't know who that is, but that's not her. Looks like a older man. If you look at the right-hand side, what's going on the bottom, we've seen that before. A head with praying things on either side by their ears. That is in her phone. It's in her phone. It's in her phone. I mean, I don't know what these guys are doing, but this is also in her phone. When you go close up to the picture of her girlfriend, that's what her girlfriend looks like in her phone. Um, it's incredible that no one's been arrested. In the phone has even the critter. There's a little critter that I always talk about. It's on the upper right hand side. Actually, you know what I know it looks like? It looks like that moose. Looks like the moose. But this is in her telephone. You guys could go look at the videos and see it. Now, I know that I shouldn't be showing pictures of children's faces, but I am showing pictures of children's faces because I know these are not her kids. I believe that they used her kids just like Summer did as the cover-ups. The children that are in this situation and that are being taken or get gone kids are ones that look like them. And I have to show these photos because you need to really see the equipment and what they're doing to these children. I have to show you what they're doing to their faces. It's part of why we need to get this under control. You could see that little girl has that little heart, that little piece attached right to her clothing. It's attached to her clothing. That is the back seat of what the back seat looks like, and that is not her daughter. That is a whole different person to me that even looks like a teenager. That's the whole entire getup of the fake car, and that's the machinery that the child's in. I mean, it may look ridiculous to us, but that's what's in the photo. And that's not her child in the back seat anymore. Looks like to me someone much older. So, part of this understanding is a deep fake. A deep fake, when I use that word deep fake, it's that they are either placing a deep fake over the truth so we don't see it, or taking a deep fake and just keep layering over and over and over. These guys seem to have layered it once because they haven't had any attention. I don't think that anyone has ever called them out on this. So obviously I called them out on it. And this is her car. It's not a car. It's not a car. I've said that so many times. It's not a car. It's not a car. It's not a car. It's not a car. They're sitting in a one-way box. They have no idea where they are. They have no idea. This is what this child looks like when she goes into the home. Those are actually on her body. They're actually on her body. And it's not her daughter. Now this is what I mean about that I see the fake, the one in the back. I think in the middle you kind of see like a shadowing of someone. I think that's the real person that's being victimized. And all of their pictures of their new home, what's underneath the layer is there are those boxes, and they're sectioned off. They're sectioned off. And they're exactly what we've been talking about for 8 months. They're sectioned off as if you could section them off with paint, with cement, as Donald does all the time with the lines on the wall. This, I'm telling you, I have been told it all has something to do with each other. The way that Don is constructing and building and separating and using those plaster and walling, whatever it is, I don't know the wordage, but I could see it, that he's building. Wait, it's coming through. It's like he's building underground graves that are separated only by one piece of plaster, like lining them up in the walls. Wow, maybe. It keeps telling me walls, and I keep saying it goes down. So I keep saying, my stuff comes through, you guys, and I'm sorry, but when I say something, it sometimes does correct me. It wants me to say the walls, the walls, the walls, and I keep wanting to say it's down under. So maybe it goes down under through the walls. Like, how he built the house. I could tell you what he did with the walls. He separated them by pieces of plywood in the wall, because I have photos of it. I sent this all in his walls and Don's walls. There's sometimes you could see videos of when he sends those stupid videos of himself. In his walls, he has separated the walls by inside the wall, by pieces of wood in between the plaster. Because he showed it, I saw it, and I'm like, and of course, what I saw were, in my third eye, I'm like, okay, well, the bodies are going to go between. They're going to go between those pieces of plywood, pieces of strict, and that's what I saw. But at that time, that's when I was running around saying, oh, he's putting bodies in the walls, and I had no proof other than me looking at, Don's construction piece, construction picture, and when I see it, I know that that's what he's doing. But that doesn't go too far, with authorities, and I understand. But that is what he's doing. He created slats, like opening, and I think that's what all these houses, I think this is what they're all doing. And they're just doing that, saving something. They're preserving it. I don't know what it is, but they're preserving it. They're preserving something. That poor lady that you see behind her child, she looks like a little ghost figure. That is the same. I'm telling you because this is all from the same trip. That is the same lady that is sitting in this car seat right there. You see what I'm saying? So they use the kids to cover up the real person, and that real person happens to be sitting in the freaking car seat. But it's not a car seat. It's the machinery. It's the same machinery that other people have on YouTube that you all watch in his backseat of his car. It's not a car seat. If you look, it's exactly the same as these guys. Identical. So that woman in that seat is who you see here. And that person probably is the one who had to go down in that hole. Because that's what they look like under the deep fake cover-up. It looks like that. She actually holds the child's hands in a hallway. Now let me tell you something. They have to show this because I think they're getting ready for a new location because Don's in jail. And whatever he was constructing or got together, or someone said he had a whole new, something was dumped at his house the day before he went to prison, drywall. I bet it was shipped to Utah. Because they have a lot of drywall going on. And this is new. This is a new video. This isn't old. It's 2 weeks old. So, this basement doesn't look like this. This is the one that I showed you has the maroon, and it's not wood. So she's saying, hey, look at this. It's got wood. So they take the picture, blah, blah, blah. And then they're covered. And now they could keep using this because they're not going to be using Don's house anymore. This looks like Don's basement. I mean, literally it looks like Don's basement. So here, I don't mean to show something that looks like an ass, But I have to show this because of the case. I have to show it to you because those pictures of butts like that show up everywhere. They have a thing with ass. They have a thing with an ass. We know that word's used a lot, but it's plastered all over these guilty people's videos. And I have to show it because I need you guys to know that this came from this family's videos. Beast and Bunch. And that looks like now mind you, it's not her daughter. And I apologize, and I am using her face, but it's really not her, you guys. It's really not her. That's why I'm okay with it, because it's for the best of the sake of the case. And the shit that's going on here is just, it peers up. It peers up. I have been looking at so many other cases. It's like such a slam dunker that they're all the same. It's wait a minute. I have been working on the McCain again and McKinney, because I looked at those months ago. So I started and their file up again. Their files are so obvious. It's so obvious. They just have to break one of these, you guys. This shouldn't be going this far. Okay, here's the wood basement. When you hold your cursor down, when she shows the wood basement, it turns to Don Wells's kind of a basement with the metal. Okay? And from the ceiling she has that little thing hanging with the two red eyes. Now, her basement shows, even though I think that that's the deep fake, they're placing fake boxes in there to show whoever's watching how something will fit. I know that because I'm being told it's not there. I am being told that they're doing that so whoever needs to put stuff in this new location, they get to see how it fits. Just like what they used to do with Summer, and they're like, oh, why is Summer blah, blah, blah standing in a box in a tombstone? Because they need to see sizing. Period. That's like the size that they're using for the slots in the ground. It's the same size. So that's not really there. They're preparing. So this is still her walkthrough of her house. Now it's very silly that the picture you see up in the right-hand corner with the maroon is really what it is. The picture you see in the lower, the little teeny one that it's all finished and it's perfect wood, is the deep fake they put over it. So when you won't see the photo I'm showing there unless you hold your cursor down and move slowly and wait for the fake photo to go down in the corner, and then you'll see the real. And that is exactly the ceiling of how that looks is the exact same ceiling that I saw in Rosemary Bly. That's the ceiling that was at her last bar that she went to, and I pointed it out to authorities and local authorities that takes care of her case, as well as the detective. I'm telling you, I know it sounds weird, but the ceiling is blocked off and boxed off the exact same way as Don Wells's in his construction. And they had the same boxes and fake stuff going on all over the inside of their bar. And they had reflections of skeletons. They had everything, and they didn't do anything about it. That's what it looks like. It's like boxed off. And these guys also have a picture of those slats. See, now Oh, okay. This is a great example. What I think this this is what's in between the walls. So this is being built between the walls. So there's a room on one side and a room on the other, but they're not sharing a common wall. They're sharing the slats in the wall. There's those slats between the walls. That's what they did. That's what this is. I'm telling you, this is what it is. And I think that this is this is how they do it. This is how they do it. Um, one of the ways they do it, it's not all the ways they do it. There's so many different ways, but that's this is what they show. And then in his mirror, in this guy's mirror that he's looking in, the reflection that is the fake reflection is the one in bottom right hand corner. And we've seen that machine before. You just saw it on someone's head. Again, here's the room. And it's really important to see this room. This is the people that have been really paying attention to the elements. This one's an easy one. This is their room. This is a frame that sits between their deep fake. I want you to notice how they have those mattress-like things on the wall with a bloody hole in the middle. But I also want you to notice is like the ceiling. The ceiling. It's cut off. They may cut it off, but the ceiling, they have like almost as if this is underground. And then they have the layer of like those are I wonder if I have this in the video. Those are like those skeletons. Like they have like a little on in the top of the ceiling. This is like a layout of an underground sick place. Because if you look in the shelving, now they have stuff in the shelving. It's put in there. It's slats, those white slats with bodies. With bodies. I think those are the bodies that are wrapped in the twig. And they're hanging like twig. And this, I believe this to me is a location, but it's definitely underground. Under. But what they want you to see is in the right-hand upper corner, you guys. That's what they want you to see. But because the people that are making the videos are getting super sloppy and not doing their job correctly, they're not covering every little frame, probably because they don't think someone is looking through them. I am. And this to me is like if I were the authorities, I would be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, could you please bring me down to this location that was in your video? Can you please show me this room? I didn't make this up. This is on their video. It's their video. I didn't do anything to it. I just took a snapshot of it." That's what I would ask. Could I please see this machinery that shows in the mirror of your kitchen? I don't think it's that complicated, personally. So here's a picture, closer picture of what's on those what's on those bookshelves. They want you to see the clean wood, but really what's in there is what you see in front of you. This is very low to the ground, you guys. This, understand that. Remember I said in one of my readings, I feel like I'm like bending down, like I can't stand up or I'm going to hit my head. That's the same with this. This is low to the ground, I feel, because it's between the, so it's between, get this one. It's underneath the house. So it's built as another layer in between, just like they have those slats in between wall to wall, and usually share a common wall. Well, like you know how basement would share common ceiling with the floor above. I believe they built a whole separate floor in between that no one You would never know it's there, but it's there, and you can't stand up in it. You can't stand. It's short, like as short as those. What is it? One, two, three. It's like a five. It's like a bookshelf. It's like 5 sections. You can't stand up. And you see the in the middle there, they have like the ground going up, like they're opening it. It's kind of open. I think it's open to show you that that's an opening. That would get you into a way out, because this area is sealed up, like it doesn't exist. Like it doesn't exist. They wouldn't. No one would go in and look for it unless they see something like this. Like it doesn't exist. Here it exists. It does exist. Don, when they want to go there, they lay down in a box and they get lowered. Don gets lowered into his. Whatever that is, he gets lowered. He goes down into it. I've watched it so many times. I've seen the movement. I've seen his movement. I've seen Benny's movement. I've seen a lot of people's movement down into it. You guys have seen me show it to you. Well, it's like this. Like, in order to get into the area, he has to like lower his body into it. And it's a small area, but it's working for them. Because no one, God forbid anyone busts through a wall. But these are real pictures. You could see I haven't done anything. You know, it's very incriminating. That's why I really wanted to give these families some time, because it's all 4 families together. Here they are on a boat. This is all 4 families were together this day. Now, they weren't on this boat. They were at the water. They were at the beach. This boat is in every frame. It's both. Oh, I actually just saw that. It's both brothers. I'm going to show you pictures of all 4 of all the families. It's the brothers. One is brown eyes. One is blue. They're all together. They're all together, you guys. I went and all this. Let me see if I have a picture of the family. If that's next at the beach. No, it'll be next. And I'm like, why is that boat? Why is that boat like in all their videos? Listen to me. These are real photos here on the boat. Now it looks familiar how she's dressed, because that's what Summer looked like the last day. She had the white on her with the red, just like that. They're on a boat, and she's got on the plastic. She's got like that plastic thing over her. So what she has over her is plastic. You can't. It's plastic. Now I don't know what they're doing to her over there, but to me they're probably throwing her in the water. But this boat has something to do with the Summerwell's missing children. Period. And this is really what they're doing, because that is exactly. I'm going to show you a picture. That's exactly what Summer looked like. On the other side of the boat, that's what's going on. That guy looks like he has a gun in his arm on the right-hand side. I think that this is across the border. Here's a picture. This is why I started showing the other day the baby in the one-way mirror. He is actually sitting in a contraction. He's sitting in a contraction, and it goes over a hole like that. They want you to think it's their sink, but it isn't their sink. It's a bloody metal hole. What this baby's really looking at is here. Here's the full photo. That baby, what they want you to see is the video of her feeding the baby. Very quickly, you see, well, I noticed, of course, that they have mirrors all over this new place. And I mean, I know what to look for, so bam. This is what's in the mirror. So it's a one-way mirror. The babies cannot see out, but to me the predators could see in. Period. It's just what it is. And this is a real good example of when I say you might see a baby sucking a pacifier and just playing in his little seat, but what I see is what's in the mirror. And this here is a perfect example of, when I say something like that and I see it in a split second, because they really exposed it. It's a perfect example, and because that is the baby looking in the mirror in the kitchen. And you could see how everything they use is clear. He actually has something in his mouth, but it's clear. The one in the mirror you could see very well, because that's the truth. It's actually a picture of what that is, what it is. They used their babies as a cover-up. Summer Moon Wells was a cover-up until she wasn't. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Another picture of the same thing. This is just, they're just trying to line it all up to make it look correct in the videos. So that's what's in the mirror. That's what's in the mirror. In that mirror as well I'm getting a lot of pictures, close-up pictures of the machinery. Now, because I've seen so many photos before and I have shown them and they look so crazy, these pictures make sense to me. So I always said that everything has a little heart on it, like somewhere on the machine. That's the machine with the heart. Now what you're looking at, you could see the little baby's head on the bottom right-hand corner, because I just wanted to show you that that's a window. She uses that as it's a window, or that's the mirror. That's the mirror. Now look what the mirror looks like. The mirror is reflecting the whole entire room of what they do. We have been looking at this machinery, I have, for 8 months. That's what it looks like. And there you have your two big sunroofs again. It's in the mirror. This is what they're doing and showing in the mirror. So that's not like I took a photo of somewhere in her house. That shouldn't be in the mirror, where just a split second ago, this was in the mirror. So this is what they do, and this is what they're good at. But that's the machinery. I mean, look there's the blue. That's the blue part that the kids always have. The white with the heart. And here she is against the mirror. That's just the room of whatever they do. Whatever they do. There she is sitting in some sort of contraction. And she's supposed to be sitting in her kitchen, you understand, having breakfast with her son. Now, the mirror behind her, this is where she's feeding her son. But her son is, being used as a cover-up. This really isn't her either. Her face is being used over a face that someone is a victim. She's the victim. And that's not really the mother. Just like I showed you, the face of her daughter or her son wasn't. It's some young girl. And that's why they shaved Summer's head so many times. The hair really gets in the way, you guys. The hair gets in the way. Here's more pictures of that same mirror. Just to get a closer picture of those same pieces of machinery we've been looking at. Same thing. Here's the couple. That really isn't her. That's some victim, because you could see what's happening with her eye. But what I want to show you is what goes on between when people put their heads together that are part of this cult. there's something there, and it's always the same. It looks the same. They moms do it with their kids. Um, Michael Vaughn did it with his mom. Um, Harmony, they all have the same thing when they put their face real close, and then when they pull it away, you've got this really crazy looking thing going on. And they want you, and they're just cover-ups. This family did a video, and he's like, "Oh, we went to the park, and all of a sudden I saw this swing just moving." I'm like, okay, we know you need to have a swing moving in order to set up the rest of your stuff for later. So he puts this fake swing moving in, just with such a hilarious, stupid story. Like, and my friend's like, "Oh, dude, that's so weird." And the swing was just swinging, and then it stopped. Well, it's just a part of they have to get it in. They have to get it in for the future of whatever they're doing. That's all. And he didn't do a very good job working it in. It was really bad. It was really bad because I know what's through the clear and the gooky. Anything that they try to cover up is gooky and clear, and you could see it. You could see it. You could see it. It turns to green, and then it turns to an element, which is right on the swing. But it's neither here or there. Um, they have one of Candace's dolls in one of their videos that just sits there. It just sits there. I'm going to show you a doll. Let's see. The ear. No, that's the ear. No, I'm going to stay with this one. This is what the doll, it's in the video, and I'll show you it. It just sits on a big teddy bear. And the doll keeps changing and giving new information. But the crazy thing is, it's the same dolls that Candace has. This is what it looks like underneath it. Those are the dolls that Candace has. And I haven't stopped to see if it matched up. I could actually look real quickly. When you hold the cursor down and during this video, and you just look and watch, that's the couple that shows up. It's not the Beeston couple. That's what shows up. Literally, that's what shows up. When I'm gonna look for her dolls. Let me see if that one's in there. Look at that. It is. All right, I'm going to put it in there. So anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, Candace has a doll collection. Lots of dolls like this. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if that is the same dress. That would be really strange. Oh, you know what? It looks like this doll with the same dress. I'm going to show you. Copy. Candace has a doll collection that that could be the same doll. The same dress. Candace has an issue. Candace has an issue with dolls. She has a collection that is all beat up, and it's put up in a corner of this room that I kept saying to the TBI, I'm like, see this? Go ask her where this is in her house. It's right next to whatever shit she does. It's right there. I showed them that picture and this one. No, they didn't go see the doll collection. But this photo that Candace has with her mom, there's a lot that goes on in this picture, which I'm not going to get into because I want to stick with my PDF. But in the back of, you've got Candace there and Mama. Mama. Candace is really scared of her mom. Her mom does everything. Her mom rules this roost, you guys. She's doing all this shit. But now, after so many months later, the doll collection with whatever's hanging from the ceiling makes sense. It's behind Candace. And if you look, you see the stuff on the ceiling, and you see wood up in the ceiling, right between Mama and Candace. There's like, and that's why I told TBI months and months ago. I'm like, go find where that is. Go find that door. Um, I'll look later to see if this is a match. That would be very interesting to see. But out of nowhere, she just keeps this doll there, and it turns into the same contractions as the kids have on them. This one, she gets the white thing around her neck, and it's in bad shape. This is what Candace does to her dolls. Oh, okay. I know this one is hard to see. I'm like, what is this? I know this one's hard to see. It's a little creepy, but I wanted to show you this because everyone has a tree, right? And I told you guys, everyone has a tree. These guys have a tree. And obviously, we know that that face is deep faked. Okay, that's not real. That is a deep fake, crazy face. But this family uses this tree, and on the bottom of the tree is a head like that, kind of like Summer has the same thing, has a tree like that. And there's a bloody guy there, but I don't. This was so pixelated that I didn't do much about it, but I really wanted you to notice that face, and that's their tree. Um, I don't understand this one. This was like a blown out photo that I took from them. I can't understand how this could be the child that they went swimming with. I can't even recognize this as anything. But the crazy thing is, this, remember this photo, I'm gonna come back to it. It matches up with something else. Um, just some close-ups of the mom and dad. The mom has that plastic thing on her neck, and she has that little red heart on her neck, just like Robin Lane did in church with the bloody thing coming out. And he has something on his arm with the red heart as well. Okay, they went to the park for the day, and this is their swing. So they do crazy things on this swing. This is the Summer Wells swing slash waterhole. This is what they have going. This is what they did with a bunch of guys. And the motion and the chair and everything that goes on with this is the same as is the swing. You guys, it's a cookie cutter. They have to be able to figure out who's doing what. It's a cookie cutter. This is their swing, and this is their water. When their people come out of the water, this is what they look like. It's almost as if they're being pulled out of the water. I feel like they're being pulled out of the water. Like maybe they're coming off the boat and being pulled to shore. That they're being pulled to shore. Like, because I feel like I feel like that boat had something to do with it, and they're like, because I have pictures of underwater tubes. I'm gonna show you that, but they just use the water way too much for it not to have a purpose. I know that I personally know that summer that they need to go to that water hole, the Laurel Park. They haven't. I'm sticking to that. I just know that there's a lot of other children, but talking about summer, Laurel Park has got to be dug. That's just what it is. There's the boat in the bottom right hand corner, and then you also see a little teeny picture. That's the boat that showed up in one of Summer's photos, and it's got the number 5 in the water. Now, it could be the same boat, but you just can't tell. You just can't tell because it's covered up. Let's see. 44. Okay. Just more of the same photos of these guys coming out of the water, of what it looks like. You could see it's very crystal clear in the right up-hand corner. Very clear. And that person is almost like standing there pushing something. She's like a remote in her hand. Now, not to say she's part of that whole photo, but if you look around him, he isn't at the beach, I don't think. But he is definitely in sand, and he has things surrounding him in a circle. He's in the middle of some circle. These are crazy photos, but they're really clear. Now, here he is. Here's a photo of one of this. This is still the jumping. This is just another example of how Summer Wells's pictures like this are from the water hole and the swinging. They just had people just jumping in the water, and that was their cookie cutter. He has lots of photos going underwater with children like this. Obviously, you could see around her neck and around his neck. Just take some time and look at that, and also look at her ponytail. It shows up clearly. There seems to be lettering. Those are all letters that are on his forehead. A lot of information. Here's one of the boys. Now, I could see that this isn't really their son because in between frames, the faces change drastically. Like, I know that they're trying to because I know that they need to have children that look like their son, I know that they're swapping in and out faces. So I know what those frames look like. And this little boy is a child that's in a very bad situation. It's not her son. Those are pictures. He's holding that child by the neck. I'll tell you what, you guys. In the beginning, when I said raked and pricked, there's something with the three prong rake that is very pointy. You could see it here. You could see it here. Sorry, I had to make sure I had the charger. Look at the bottom left-hand corner. I'm sorry, I should do a trigger warning because they're pretty brutal pictures, but this has to be shown and it has to be seen. It has to be busted open. I know. The father starts looking crazy after a while, like Don the clown. He starts to actually look like a clown with all the makeup and so forth. And that's really what the baby looks like. He's got one of those plastic things on his back. This video was done very poorly. The lighting and everything changes halfway through. It's just sick. Now, this photo is extremely interesting. This is an example of how they use their child as the fake cover up for other children. The child that's being abused and victimized is the one on the right. The child to the left is really her daughter. And then all of a sudden, it changes. It changes. And that's when the three prongs come out. This is what's going on here. It's the three prongs. I could see the fingers. And you could see in between the fingers in the bottom right-hand corner, the eye. How the eye is, something's wrong with, again, poked in the eye. But I think this is what Summer was, talking about, being pricked. Oh, I just wanted to throw this in. This I took out of Appalachian photos at the tunnel. There are these pictures of these underwater. So I just put them to the side and make sense. They're little tubes underwater that someone's taking pictures of. Oh, okay. Wait. See this picture? This is important. This little picture shows up all the way back here. So this picture, the only reason I noticed it is because it's the same kind of a body that was in other videos of the camel or whatever. Not the camel. At Appalachian, at the tunnel, all the way in the back there, you see like a little thin little maroon. Well, I see it's a body, but it's all the way in the back. I copied and pasted that and blew it up. And this is what it was. I'm like, I know what this is. This was to me probably the most important piece of information from this video. To me, that matches right up with the twigs, everything wrapped up. Like the middle one you see here with that face, it's kind of wrapped. I seriously think they definitely do something with the twigs. And there's Summer. So the one that you see here, these are taken her last day from the swimming hole. So this common element goes all the way through. The one to the all the way left hand, all the way on top and left hand side, is the same concept as her pictures of, to me, her last day that they were supposed to go fishing and they didn't. And what's in the layers of that photo, and I knew they would play part someday, is the body wrapped in twine. It also matches with when they were at the beach, where Candace at the beach supposedly swimming with her kids, which we know she wasn't. There was that person pulling that body like that. It's the same thing. In the tunnel, in that scary tunnel in Tennessee, this was taken from the Google images that someone took. And it's the same thing. They're pulling the same, they're pulling. It's all wrapped up. Now, Candace, and months back, I actually sent this in. Candace sent that photo in all the way to the right-hand side bottom. And it's by two big entrances to a well, right? But if you look really closely to that photo, it's the same kind of a concept. And there must be a reason. There must be a reason that she posted it. She just wouldn't post that for no reason. And I have close-ups of it. There's a reason for that. Let me just see. Let me show you this close up. See? That to me, there's a purpose for it, and there's a reason for it. G5. So I have pulled, at least what I have learned through these four families, information so far that I've gathered, is that they are common. They have common elements, and they do have a part of Summerwell's missing children cases. Look at the middle picture of the girl standing there. That's supposedly Summer to the left in the water. Same concept. The pulling of that body is the same concept. This to me all matches together. You can also even see the two little hearts down by her feet in the middle. You can see the two little hearts. This is a very somber photo. It's a very sad photo. And I think that this was Summer Wells's location. I do. If you look here to the left-hand side, this is Laurel Park water. This piece of cement-like brick rock has a slit in it. Has a heart on it. It has number 5 on it. Now, it's trying to spell something out under by the 5. Does that say summer? Oh, wow, you guys, I never really noticed that. Well, it has every element. It has the water element. It has the maroon. It has the heart. It has number 5. And I need to go find that picture right now to see if that says summer. Because I do see an MM. And what makes sense is I said that her very last photo that they placed in was like this underground. I don't even know how they did that, but this photo, did you see in the upper right hand corner? It's like a all black with that heart. That came from Don. Like those came from Don. Almost like there were like 3 really creepy photos, and they made no sense. I put them to the side, but they were elements, and I think that it, to me, in the beginning, which I didn't know that, what the heck was going on, kind of laid out the stages. And this would make sense because that's the color, like that's the color, and she has the green heart on her. It's a very, very, very important, intense photo. I wonder if that says summer. So it's a closer look at it. Oh, look at that. It has a heart on it, you guys. Bottom right hand corner. I didn't notice that before. I thought it was a face, but it does have the heart. Oh, it does have the heart with the red heart on it. Look at that. And the V. Interesting. This here to me speaks Summer Moon Wells, missing children. It does. I want to find that picture. Let me look it up. see if it says summer. Let me hold tight. This one I'm finding. This one I have to find, so. Wells. I have so many photos. Wells. That would be... This one's swim. Wait. Oh my God, what should I go through? Tunnel. It's under. I wonder if that says summer. And you know, every case that I've mentioned in the past, any element that I speak about or put up here to point out has already been proven correct for me. I'm only showing you information that I know has been proven correct. So that means proven correct. That means that it has shown up in every incident, in every kind of a situation, in all the videos, over and over and over. All right, give me a minute. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. I didn't get any phone call, no information. They're not going to call me, but I would think that I'd go through. I mean, kids. Wait, I have to find that picture and see if it says summer on it. PDF. Let's see. All right, I have the pictures right here. All right, let me find it. Okay. I mean, if it says summer on it and there's a number 5, anyone in Tennessee should go. I mean, someone would have to go. I would think that someone would go. It's so crazy. Okay, here's another one. This takes a while for them to download as I'm talking. These families have, there's just too much in common. The Appalachian Fair, the carnival, the trucking company. I think everyone has a part. I think everyone has a part. It's just very, very, very big, very large. Very large. All right, let's see. Seeing if I have a picture of that. Wait. Huh. I'm going to have to find, I'm looking at my pictures now to see if I have another version of it. Let me see. Okay. 5 is by the heart. I wonder if it's like cut off on purpose like that. Edit, copy. All right, let's see if this one has it. because they use that it looks like it's copy, come on, paste. No, I'm gonna have to look later and see if I could match it. Anyways, anytime I put any kind of elements up here, it's because they've been proven correct for me. Um, Little Summer Moon Wells, Missing Children, there's a lot of cases. There's a lot of them. And this here really shows, um, really shows how large this group is and how deep this group is and how they're protected. How they're protected. You know, and there's been, I think that, and I think there's been enough information put out there, um, that some of this could go get some digging done. Go look for something. Here, let me open up McCain. I'm going to show you a few photos. Let me see if I have photo, just like an example of what what I'm going to show you of, like, what I'm looking for in the other cases. Basically the same kind of information, but before I even pick up any of these cases, I need to see it clearly. Like this. Okay, so that's the PDF for tonight, right? It's a lot of information. Wait, hold on. Um, a lot of people involved, and it really shows that it's being done international, and there are a lot of people helping them. A lot, a lot. Wait, I'm going to put this photo up here. I want to show you something. Copy. This is little girl. This is the little McCain. Madeline. She, obviously everyone knows who she is. She's gone for a while. First thing I look for in these photos is, let me show you. So I look around the neck. I want to know if anything shows up around the neck, because these kids have things like this around their neck. No one is going to look for that other than someone who knows the elements of these missing children. This little girl has so many elements on her, like this, throughout most, if not all, of her photos, that it should be a slam dunker. At least if someone could acknowledge that this is happening. Acknowledge it is happening. Here, I'm going to show you another photo. Okay. We know that thing in her hand really shouldn't be in her hand. Okay. That, when you blow it up, it's like attached to her hand. So there's a lot of information in a lot of her photos. Many of them. And in her parents' photos. The photos of her parents. Each time they show her eyes, they're all different colors. They're sometimes bloody red. And they have look at her. Look at here, I'll show you an example. Her eyes, they use her eyes for everything. Here's one eye, one day. Okay? We know her eye doesn't look like that. I don't care if we don't even know her. Here's her eye in another day. Okay? That is this photo. So this is the stuff that I look for, these inconsistencies, because I know that they use the, going to the basics, they use the eyes, the hands, the hair, the mouth to communicate. They're doing a lot of communication with this child through her eyes. And they covered it up very well. That is why this is where it is. It's still unsolved. Um, Here, look at in her. Take this one. I even went deeper with this one. Look at the top of her forehead. So they use the face. They use it all to communicate. This one I know I have a big file on. Um, the parents also wear the symbols very well, and they really like to hide it. Um, I just know what to look for. I know that when I see something like this and her hair looks like that, like a chunk is, there's just chunks put in for no reason, like in the middle of no man land. Look at. I'll show you guys. I go right to the neck. Look in her neck. See that? Watch. Go right in her neck. And this shit should be, this stuff should be, where did it go? Edit, paste. Here. That's in her neck. Hello, it's like a little, that's what I call a little critter. And if you think for a second that this isn't a case like Summerwell's Missing Children, you're wrong. It is. Look at her hair. Has the V. Like, I go back to basics with this stuff. I go to the basics and try to find the basics. And this is why I picked this one back up, because every photo has the basics. And the photos that I use are the photos that they put out there, that the parents feed the photos that they want to communicate with. Here's the V. So if you notice, each child has like the same photos to use over and over and over and over and over. So this little girl, every photo that I pick up to talk about her has the same thing going on. She has been a victim of this. And to me, I really wish that somewhere along the way, the authorities and other people on YouTube, like you guys that are listening, will catch on to this and just start looking at photos. Here's McKinney. Here's McKinney. Everyone's wasting their time thinking it's anything other than what it is. Here's McKinney. Okay? Let's just take that photo for an instance. She immediately has those white things coming out of her neck. Just FYI. This is the same thing that's coming out of her neck. Okay? Let's start with her. This is just what I have been doing to keep building up the cases and to get someone on board here. Here's her neck. That's not normal. And what I know is I have been looking at the same things over and over. So I know what to look for. I know what to look for. Here's this one. Wait till you get a load of this. Here's the parents. Okay? See what's look at the father's neck. Well, let's just go to the mom's neck first. The mom usually has it on her neck as well. That's her neck. Now some of you may be like, oh, anyone can have, no, not anyone has those on their neck. Oh, this, especially ones that have missing children, just like Summer Moon Wells. This is an element that I have been following. This is in her neck. This is an element. This is an element. The father has something really crazy going on his neck. I'm not really quite sure what this is, but here you got it. That's the father's neck. Okay? So there's reasons I go right to the neck. There's reasons where I do that, because it follows a consistent pattern. It follows the consistency of this case. This, whatever this is that they have to wear or put on, is part of the cookie cutter. This is part of the cookie cutter, what's on his neck. That's part of the cookie cutter that's on his neck. I mean, I could go on and on. Here, I'll show you what's in her ear. I mean, and if they don't have these things immediately in their photo, I just don't do anything with them. I don't research them, because I'm staying with this kind of a thing. That's her ear. Okay? She has something in her ear. This daughter is bad. It's just bad. What has happened to these kids is there are no words. There are no words. There are no words. And the sad part of really is that the parents are behind it most of the time. Most of the time, for this particular thing. There are millions of other ways or whatever people are doing, but for this particular Summerwell's missing children, that's what they do. And let me tell you something. She has a doll. Edit. Look at this. And let me tell you something. This doll's not in good shape either. This is supposedly one of her last photos. Shocker. Let me show you something. Oh, mom. Review. Let me show you. File, save as. Now this isn't complete. Okay, so I'll show you what I have so far, but it isn't complete. It's just short 6 pages, but this will at least give you a feeling of what I'm pulling from each photo. All right, wait, I saved it. Okay. So here's this picture. Now, the reason I took this picture and pulled it aside is because they have like 6 different poses of this photo. That doll has the circle, has the heart with the red heart in her hair. And the reflection that is in the fireplace reflection has the number 5 and then it has a word that I can't make out. But that, whatever's in that reflection of the fireplace, is extremely important information to solving the case. It has a name, but again, we have the number 5. And we have the V on top of, that V is on top of blankets or whatever that is. This is her house. This is her house. Here's another picture, another viewpoint of that same photo. The reflection in the fireplace is the most important thing to look at because it gives information showing that she's one of the Summerwell's missing children. That this case falls right into it. And then this is what I was showing you before. This is a work in progress. The other thing is, which is crazy, is they have her in the same shirt in most of those photos that they use for her that she's missing. Now, that doll is very important because in that bike, and I've seen this before. I don't understand it, but she has the same outfit on, and it's just consistent. It's the same cookie cutter information that they're giving about this girl as they did with Summer Wells. And then here I was working on her. I mean, here's other photos. It's there's a lot. There are a lot of kids that just fall under this. They just fall under Summer Wells' missing children. Here, wait, I'm going to put this photo up. And her picture, we have a photo of Summer like this, that she makes that face. See, these parents know. And it should be solved. Should be solved. See what's happening on the top of her head? And then whatever pops up in a photo like this, it's because it was deep faked. Because this is a perfect example of when they take a current photo and put something over it to put a deep fake because I have to speak some sort of information, right? I would like to keep this up. This to me was a crucial finding because at the end of the day, I know that I really would like to understand what happened and where these people went and what happened to these children. And I feel as if a photo like that shows me their end game. Even though we don't want to think that way, to me it shows me their end game. And I don't know how else to think about it. You know, when I think of Summer Wells, I think of what happened between her days before she found herself in a situation. Like that has the number 5 on it. It's almost engraved. And anytime I research into any of these other cases, I'm just consistently shown information that backs up my philosophy. Information like this. I would have thought, like, what the heck is that? I don't. Now I say, that's so crazy because that's Summer Wells. That's not her, but that's what this group's doing, the same thing as Summer Wells' situation. You see how She has like a body with her body. You know how I showed you how the father from the Beastin was swimming and there's like a baby on his arm, like literally attached like that? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And that little face there, there's that face. There's a face of some sort. It's on her. This to me, and this one, this here, I showed this before. This was taken, for those that know, during her swimming. I think this was I don't know, but I could only follow my own intuition and my own philosophy and what has been put together, and this is what's been put forth in front of me. Everyone has a story. Everyone sees something differently. They just do. It's just part of how the world turns, right? But when I see a picture, you know, when I see a photo like this, and my eyes consistently bring me to that lady standing in the back, consistently, I'm like, is that what they did to her? Is that like, was that the end game? And just to me, it just fits so tightly amongst this crazy ass story. This crazy ass story. And I can say that I know I've put as much as every day I put as much as I can forth so the authorities could go do what they do. And I don't know why this picture, I've held on to this for a very long time, but this picture always looked like skeletons on a stick on wood. But that is where my interpretation, I have to be careful because that's where my interpretation isn't going to be like yours. This is a kind of photo that you're just going to see different things. But it makes sense to me now, 8 months later, why this photo was found and why Candace likes this photo. It makes sense now. They have a thing with skeletons. They have a thing with skulls. All I keep doing is working towards it, and I really, really hope and pray every day that by me coming forward with different people that may be involved according to my philosophy and the things that are put in front of me will speak up and will tell their truth and just call it quits and just do something about this. Give some information of someone that they know so we don't wake up the next morning to more kids just got gone for no reason when there's so many families out there that would open their arms to these kids. I really hope that you all see this information and how it's matching. They're coming from different sources. It's not just coming from the Summer Moon Wells missing children case about Summer Moon. It's not just coming from the Wells. This is coming from very famous other people's famous YouTube channels that shouldn't have this. They shouldn't have a photo like that matches Summer or this that matches everything else that I'm looking at at all. And because they do, I have to bring it together and keep building my theory based on what I've put forth. And Summer Moon Wells, missing children are waiting. I'm just going to keep doing it. And I hope they don't take it the wrong way. I could keep putting up all 4 different families. I have videos on all 4 channels. I really don't want to do that, but I'm going to if I have to. If I have to keep exposing someone that I know has the same elements, I'm going to. Until someone comes forth, spills the beans, and gets this stuff underway and gets it busted. Because I am allowed to expose information through YouTube using information that they put forth, and I'm using it to find missing children. I'm using it to find Summer Wells. Summer Wells. They all deserve it. They all deserve it. On that note, everyone have a good night. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I thank you for the thumbs up. And I'm going to keep chugging away, you guys. I will talk to you soon. God bless you. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Good night, you guys.